Welcome to 25% of Spa-Francorchamps. It's Felix Weber and Paul for Carlos Eduardo in P2. Then we've got Thierry Headley, UK Ball, Livery, Dominic De Benedetto, Tom Duck, Lamfong, Marcus Adelaide, Sebastian Ocampo, Daniel Bogsarov, Ida Bablis, Verstio, Zach Wallace, Tyree, Davey Serrachiera, Jensen Olsen, JD Vedder, and the number 2 is Damien Castro and Ultra Pro. So here we are, 5 red lights to start the second round of the season. And we are green in Spa. It's a good getaway from the SMP off the front foot of Felix Weber into turn 1 though. Headley into Porsche, go down the inside. There's contact and he gets a penalty for it. And that's not going to be good for the Porsche's race. One Porsche down to P19, the other in P2, but with a 5-second penalty. And these penalties, if they keep going on to different drivers, it could make up feel a bit, but multiple penalties is not going to help. So now Headley needs to be very clean for the entire race. Is he going to go for the move? Or Weber, he cannot do it just then. In the AF Corsa, Oz Livery cannot make a move just yet. Eduardo drops to P6. It's been an awful start for the Gulf, who has dropped from P2 all the way down to P6. That is horrendous lap 1 as he's looking to get Tom Dock. He does get Tom Dock, as UK Will did get past Dock before. Up into P4 goes the BMW, who is the lead driver on medium tyres. The rest of them are all the way down from in the span of P13 to P19. Ultra dropping down to last place. These guys were cut out for him. Now he just needs to complete it. As Weber having a good race at the moment. An 8/10 lead is perfect for him. And it's over a second to the one who doesn't have a penalty. Now tyres are going down by around 25% per lap for the softs, which means they can't last any longer than 4 laps. And if you do decide to go more than 4 laps, you are done for. You're not going to have a good race. Your race is through and you will get a puncture early on in that 5th lap. So, pretty much most of the field are going to be pitting from now to at lap 4. And still leading away, controlling the pace, is Weber. Now Livery for the inside line. He's not found the pace yet, as Headley is the one who is still defending his position. If he can continue the pace that he's got at the moment though, he can still get himself a decent result. He just needs to have a good pit stop when he comes to the pits, for serving the 5-second penalty he will be doing. But yeah, of course, so they've just got to be really careful how they strategize today, because strategy is going to be very important, especially if we want to bring that other AF course Verstio, who's down P11, up the field a bit, because getting into the points is crucial. The tires already wearing out. You can see it visually. So you can see here, Felix Weber, he'll be entering the pits. I do not know when, but it could be this lap, it could be next lap, it could be lap 4. It's all down to what SMP decides down in the pit wall. And around the final corner, not pitting yet. Now it's a matter of time though before we get our first field pitting. And there we are into the pits. Comes Daniel Bogsarov and also Verstio for AF Corsa. To BMW and AF Corsa taking to the pit lane. Also Gulf with Sebastian Ocampo. And it looks like there might have been a hold up there. It looks like there is. I think there has been a hold up, and that is for Daniel Bogsarov in the BMW. Very clearly, he must not be happy with that stop due to being held up there. And Livery and Weber and Headley fighting it out. Headley takes the lead of the race, and Weber drops to second. But yeah, that was a very crucial overtake for Headley. He's now in free, clean air. Now he is free to push now. So for him, it could be a good idea, possibly pitting very soon. Even this lap would be a good one, as Livery having to slow down as he was trying to get past Weber. But Weber cannot get a place up yet, but he is pulling away from livery. UK ball on the back of him, on the mediums, which are going to be better at this point. So he's going to have to make use of them while he can. Versio has pit on the hards. He's the only one to have done that. So he's possibly going for the one-stop strategy. Well, we'll see what happens in the end of this race. As there we go, into the pits comes the Porsche as Thierry Headley. Now, how will Porsche get this strategy done? Into pits comes livery for the hard tyres, as you can very clearly see. Eduardo into the pits. There's a whole lot of fuel pitting, and it is chaos. Adelaide pretty much stationary. Olsen's got a penalty. And the Volkswagen on the worn mediums is going to be struggling a little bit there, as Thierry Headley is P50 now on fresh soft tyres. So, yeah, 2 stop confirmed for this man, who can go to the end on a fresh set of softs, assuming he goes 4 laps. Now, you can do that around here in Spa. You can do 3 laps soft, 4 laps soft, 4 laps soft. So that might be an interesting strategy that could be in play for some of these drivers who have recently pit, such as Wado, who's also moved on to soft tyres, as it's a track limit warning for the Gulf. Now the inside Versio, moving up into 12th place. Eduardo takes it back. The Gulf is fighting, and it is working out for him, as he's gonna be bringing, as Versio before the fighting as well for him, bringing livery to fight. Is this a team play, or is this not meant to happen? Of course, nonetheless, A.G.E Corsa, they've got a pretty strong lineup, as you can tell, and both their drivers should have the ability to be able to get past Eduardo, who is currently driving for Williams in Formula 1. As lap 5, we are now on. UK Ball has now completed 4 laps. Kind of looking at that, the BMW leading this way, he still needs to pit. So yeah, first all the way down to 5th are the guys on some alternate strategy, going for like a conserving sort of style, because they are going to try and make them tyres last as long as they can. But I imagine these guys will all be pitting this lap. It is a very good possibility. And the only way they're going to really make this race work out now is if they are switching to a hard compound tyre. Now yellow flags in the middle sector. And oh, there's a lot of damage there for David Sarkiera. It is a penalty, and Bogsarov also gets a penalty there, you can see. As I think that's Tom Dog. He's got a puncture. And I don't know why he's done this. And it's a full car puncture. I mentioned if you go more than 4 laps. Oh, it's David Sarkiera's out of the race. And there is the stricken Toyota. It's a virtual safety car. And this has landed at perfect timing for those who are really worn tyres. They're not going to lose as much time now. But one thing that can be said from this, it is that UK Ball has been benefited from this. Of course, race is neutralised, so there's not really any time to lose. As he's going to accelerate fully at the pits, but Tom Dock, I don't know why he stayed out. I think it's because Felix Weber had just pit. Nonetheless, I don't know what SMP was thinking. As in the pits comes UK Ball for the hard tyres. Castro gets a 5-second time penalty. And this is where the Aston Martin is. Down in P60, freshly pitted. Tyree, the last race winner back in Sebring. He's entered the pits. The car 2 Alpine, as Daniel Bogsarov leads away from livery in UK Ball. Versio getting in the fight. His tyres are older, so this is not going to be good for the A.G.E Corsa team, who have a lot of work to do to try and keep this. Ocabo sent it. He's up into P3. He's also on the older tyres. UK Ball's got the provisional lead this race, but Bogsarov's got the penalty, and he will be pitting again, Bogsarov. But this here is a fight for the possible win here, as Ocabo's struggling with the grip around some of these corners, as you can very clearly tell. They have courses, the SMPs and the Gulfs in a fight of their own here, as this is allowing U.K. to pull a bit of a gap, which is not what any of these guys want. Waver's been on that tyre for one lap. He's got the heat into them tyres without a doubt. And for U.K. he's also managed to get them in, which means he's catching up to his teammate at a very quick rate. Now can BMW be on for a strong result if a good pit stop can come in for that man, Daniel Boxarov. Now I bet these guys are going to start swapping, as down the inside, UK takes the lead of the 25% of Spa-Francorchamps here in round 2 of the World Endurance Championship. Boxarov, he's going down the inside. I think no, but he does back out. And into the pits comes the Frenchman. Now he's just going to be waiting to get into his box, and it's mediums, which looks like he's going to try and take to the end. You see the Aston Martin crew there, but he's serving the penalty, and that's why it took so long for the tyres to go on. Mediums are on, but he's been held up by the Toyota and the Aston Martin. It's disaster down at BMW, who could have easily gotten out before. Wallace, second pit stop of the day for the Alpine. And he is going to be leaving the pits down in P18 of Tom Dock, who's going to be staying in that position probably all race due to the puncture. UK leading by 4 seconds on lap 7 of 11. And they, of course, they'll be in a fight as well. They'll be fighting each other to try and get the last podium spot. But they got to be careful, because other drivers behind on fresh tyres like Tyree, they are going to be threatening to the AF courses, who are first of all on hards and their older hards. Tyree's first victim here of an attack would be Ina Babanus. So has he got what it takes to get past the Romanian driver who used to drive for this team back in Formula 1? The 022 versus the 37. It's Alpine versus Dacia. Now, which one will come out on top in this little battle that we are seeing right in front of our very eyes? Now, who will get past who? Because Babanus is also catching a bit. And there we are, into the pits comes Ina Babanus after only 2 laps on the mediums. It's a bit of an unorthodox strategy. Ultra, after starting in last place, is up in P6. Wow. A Tyre is now in a P5. He can now start a chase versus Theo and Livery. UK's got a 6.7 second lead. That lead is expanding every single lap. But as it stands, BMW, they are on for one hell of a result. And I'm certainly for it, as DRS enables for JD Venter coming down the Kemmel Straight, trying to attack Ultra, but them soft, they are not going to make it to the end. That Dacia will have to pit at some point, because that is just not manageable, as it's impossible to get them to the end. So yeah, the only way you can get off to the end if you've only just pitted for them on this current lap right now. But you've only been on them for 2 laps, there's no way they're going to the end. So that's another pit stop that will promote Lamfong into the points. And speaking of Lamfong, he's on soft, he's been on them for 1 lap. He is going to have to pit as well at the end. There's no way he would make it to the end. UK giving himself a good gap. If a VSC comes out, he could pit on the softs, and it would be probably a good strategy as he could really push. Yeah, creating this gap for BMW, it'll be a lot of work and a lot of pressure, but it can work out really well. As round the first corner goes Felix Weber, and it is now a lead of 8 seconds. Wow, 8.5 actually. Okay, this gap is very big. Cable's brought out. It's 9.5 seconds, but it keeps going up and up as the laps tick down. Livery tires, 5 laps on them. Versio tires, 6 laps on them. Both of them are starting to struggle. And as predicted, Tyree is right on the back of these guys. The Frenchman trying his hardest, and there it is. versus Theo in the A.F. Corsa. So he might end up falling to the Alpine, but if he can hold it back, the Alpine size may end up dying off a bit, and that will not be good enough. That will not be good at all for him, actually. As yeah, you can see the tires there on the Alpine are already starting to fade away. Now just 2 more laps after this one. Who will clinch victory? Who will pit? Because I feel like there would still be some people who will end up pitting this race. Cable's on his 4th lap of the hard tires. There's no need for him to pit. He is safe to go at the end. Felix Weber, though, on the other hand, may not be safe. The tires are on 20%. They are not going to make it to the end. Have SMP messed up their strategy? Well, who knows, as livery is just behind, enabling DRS, the AF Corsa, in a striking distance of the SMP racing car. As through turn 1 we go, livery just behind Weber. Who will get ahead, or who will stay ahead, shall we say? Well, we know that's true on Rouge and Vadion, that these guys are definitely in a fight for P2 at the moment. Now livery enabling DRS there. This will help down the straight. And he's found the traction, he's found the speed. Down the inside, they're side by side. None of them giving up at this stage. Now livery on the inside line, it's helped him a lot. And Weber cannot fight it. Livery's through into P2. And AF Corsa are on for a podium at the stands. 41% on his tyres. And for Weber, it's 9%. He's gonna have to hit, otherwise he will get a puncture by the end of this race. So yeah, hopefully SMP, for their sake, are looking out at that gap and the tyres that they've got, and just the tyre wear on Weber's car, just to know, simply have the knowledge that they need to hit Weber, or else he won't be anywhere this race. Look what happened to Tom Talk. Look how far behind he is. Right there, where that little white circle is, and there is the position in front of him. It is a huge, huge gap. And you can already see from the timing there, A.G.E leads on the final lap of this race. It's been an incredible 25% of Spa-Francorchamps, and it is almost the end of it. Livery over 13 seconds back on the Briton, and Weber stays out. He stays out. 0%. And they've done, oh no, the tyres, they're gone. They're gone after turn 1. How have SMP messed up this much? They very clearly hired some Ferrari F1 striders. Oh, there's contact! Huge crash in Eau Rouge. Huge collision. As the Porsche is spun round. Weber's out of this race. It's a virtual safety car. And back on the track, Ultra rejoins. Down in B13, Demento's out as well. So I don't know how he's out, but he is now. And that very big piece of contact was very unexpected. Like, Weber should have really went on to the other line. VSC is ending. U.K. will lead by 21.7 seconds. And he's only got 1 more sector left until he can claim a first victory in the WEC. It's only a few more corners now. As yellow flag to the middle sector, Ultra again hits the wall. Olsen's got a penalty. Ultra rolls off the track again. Adelaide's in P9, Babas is in P10. UK ball now 24-second lead. This is by far the most dominant victory I've ever seen in the WEC at the moment. But UK ball crosses the line and he wins the 25% of Spa-Francorchamps as Ultra is out. As if his lap couldn't get any worse, Lam Fong with a full car puncture. And that is how it's going to end. It's been a disaster last lap for Ultra, on for some solid points, and it just all went into the bin at the very end. It's yet another virtual safety car this race. And the VSC is ending, as you can see. Livery will crown the final corner, and I wonder what the gap is there. It's going to be big though, I think. As Livery crossed the line, it's a solid P2 result. 39-second win for UK Ball. Tyree gets on the podium, being Versteel, and it's Headley Ocampo and Wado to solve himself the Gulf. Then boxer of Adelaide Bamanis was Venter Castro Olsen. Then Tom Dock, who actually made out of place because of Lam Fong's full car puncture, which is crippling for your speed, limited at 140 kilometers per hour. I don't understand what the speed is. I don't use them units. I use miles per hour. I'm British, so I will use them. So there we go. That was it for Spa, and what a crazy race we have seen. Lam Fong crossed the line in this last place G16. And so here it is, UK Ball winner in the WEC for the first time ever. BMW on top, AF Corsa and Alpine, solid results for them. Livery in second for AF Corsa and Tyree in third for Alpine. It's a very good drive though for the French driver, who has got a win. That is third place. What a race it has been. I hope you enjoyed that one. So yeah, let's listen to the British national anthem. Okay, UK Ball wins that race in car 1 BMW. And after that, we had livery Tyree to round off the podium. Then it was Verstiel, Thierry Headley, Sebastian Cabo, Carlos Savado, Daniel Boxar, Box Adelaide, Ian Baroness, Zach Wallace, JD Venter, Damien Castro, Jensen Olsen, Tom Dock, Lam Fong. For your Tyrees, we had Ultra, Demento, and Weber. They all DNF'd on the last lap. Demento and Weber from their own collision. Ultra, separate ones, but it was like 3 collisions overall for him. And it was also a retirement for Davy Serkiera. And that was it for the 25% of Spa-Francorchamps. We'll see you next time in Le Mans when the WEC returns.